What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big O back in the building with yet another brand new video. Just want to take a second to say thank you to everyone who's tuning in, and I hope all of you are having a glorious day. And before we get into it, I'm just giving you a bit of a panoramic view of my two 40 Allen breeders. On the right, as you can see right there, that's my adult male Escambia map turtle. And the one on the left houses my trio of striped-necked musks. But today's video is going to be me just dealing with a few of these unboxings here. I got some packages. It's all food. I like to buy the food for my turtles, well, at least like the pellets and stuff like that. I like to buy all that stuff kind of like in really large quantities. You know, I rarely more than once a year ever buy food for the turtles. And it's about that time of year, so got a few packages in, like I said, and then, you know, here we go. We're gonna get right into it. I'll probably just talk about which food is gonna go to which animal. And I got a couple packages down here, so let's get into it. First up is the Amazon package. I'm trying to do this kind of with one hand, if I can do it. There we go. Just kind of stab it a little bit. See if I can get this out. So, first item on the list is, and as you can see from the packaging, I got it from Amazon. First item on the list is my omega-1 shrimp pellets. This I will be feeding to the all the striped necks for the most part. The map will probably get some of these because they do enjoy their little bottom walking sort of activities, but this is mainly going to be for my striped necks. Just give you a good look at the label, and as you can see, it's from omega-1, and it is a sinking pellet. And the thing about omega-1 is, if you take a close look, I talked about this in previous videos, but if you take a close look at the ingredients, you'll see that you know, there's some really good stuff in here. You got the wheat germ, you got the salmon, whole fish, whole shrimp, vitamins, minerals, you know, supplements, all those things. When you compare these ingredients to, say, I don't know, what's another really popular, I don't know, Tetra maybe? There's really no comparison. A1 ingredients for A1 pellets for A1 turtles. Okay, we got the shrimp pellets. I'm probably gonna be mixing this with something else. This is not the only thing they're gonna get, but we'll take a look at that in just a second. So let's get that out of the way. And I got my address scraped out for all you would-be creeps and weirdos. That's just a joke, by the way. I'm having kind of a tough time trying to do this with one hand, but just kind of holding the box against my foot. Hopefully that'll give me some. Okay, here we go. We're making some. Sorry for the sloppy camera work, but this floor is kind of slippery, and it's just me right now, so. Okay. This, I do believe, yep, this is from Pet Mountain. Petmountain.com. I've been using them for years. Pretty dope website. A lot of good prices, so definitely should check it out. Okay, we got a lot of stuff in here. First off, we have, yeah, I don't think I meant to get this big of a bag, but sure, whatever, no problem. We have some the Hikari Koi Gold formula. It's about a pound. I really don't think I meant to. I'm starting to question whether I even bought this purposely. But either way, let's take a look at the ingredients on here. So we're at 35% protein, which isn't too bad. And even though Hikari is a very popular brand, very well known, widely used, and regarded as a quality brand, I would argue that just looking at the ingredients, at least the first 5-6 ingredients, I would argue that it's not as good as Omega-1. Look at that. But what we're gonna do with this is the large size pellet. It's a floating pellet. We're gonna mix this in for variety for my narrow bridge musk and also for my my Pacific Coast Jam Mexican musk. And I am still waiting on another package with some more food. It's probably the only one I don't have, but I'll be, like I said, I'll be mixing that in with this. That's gonna be the Missouri crock pellets. They've been taking like forever to get delivered, but that's another topic, whatever. But like I said, I'm gonna be mixing the Hikari Koi Gold with the Missouri crock pellets, and that's what's gonna be like the main pellet mixture for the narrow bridge musk and for the Salvini, the Pacific Coast Jam Mexican musk. So let's get back into it. Next thing I got in here, got a bunch of stuff in here. But next one is this is a new package. I've never seen a package like this before. And I buy this stuff all the time. Interesting. But this is the sinking wheat germ pellets, the sinking koi wheat germ pellets. Medium size, sinking, as you can see right there. And these are going to be also for my wheat germ meal, fish meal, dried bakery product. I have no idea what that could be. But these are going to be for variety for my striped neck musks. Since it is a sinking pellet. I may toss a little of this into my MAPS tank, but it's not really necessary because I have something else, another wheat germ formula pellet that I got for the top feeding guys. This is what I used to use and what I still recommend using actually. This one's almost gone. But what I was doing before, I would get this. I would get the Omega-1 turtle sticks, and I would also get the Omega-1 cichlid pellets. But I have another food from Omega-1 that's kind of taking the place of all of those in one. And when I get to it, I'll explain what I'm talking about. But I just wanted to show this off because these are essentially the same thing. This one sinks, this one floats. They're the same size, pretty much the same formula from what I can read. But again, like I said, since I'm using this for the striped necks, I'd rather get the one that sinks. And all the other pellets, all the other pellets that I'll feed them also sink, so I'll just mix all of those together and I'll just give them all sinking pellets at the same time. Like this, I'll be mixing with this, plus what I'm about to pull out of the box next. And that'll be, in regard to at least the pellet side of things, that'll be all that the striped necks will be getting. So let's reach back in the box and pull this big bag out. So if you've watched any of my other videos where I talk about turtle food, I'm sure you've seen me talk about these particular pellets before. They come in this clear container because I got the larger size, is 2.2 pounds. Figured now that I have 5 striped necks, and I also do give this a lot to my MAP as well, which I do recommend giving this to MAP turtles and all, mud turtles and musk turtles, and except when they get really big, which there aren't that many species gonna get that big. Then you can get the Hikari Massive Voided Light, which is essentially the exact same pellet, just in a much larger size. But this is the Hikari Tropical Sinking Carnivore Pellets. This is the staple of all my musks, my striped necks. And like I said, I do give a lot of this to my map as well. You don't want to, this is really high in protein, as you can see right there. You don't want to really overdo it for a map. It might be a bit much, but you can toss them in there. They definitely enjoy foraging on the bottom. And just give you a good idea of what the bag looks like. I think both of these two are 1 pound bags, and this is a 2 pound bag. The smaller bags of this particular pellet come in this style of packaging when you get it in a smaller bag, but let me double check how much this is. Yeah, it's about 1 pound. All right, so just to recap really quick, we got the sinking carnivore pellets from Hikari. This is gonna be for my strike necks. We have the Omega-1 sinking shrimp pellets, which is also gonna be for the strike necks. We have the wheat germ, the sinking koi wheat germ pellets, which is again for the strike necks. So I will be mixing these 3 all together. It'll really be like 3 parts of this to every 1 part of each of these. So essentially I would take suppose I just use this container. I empty this container into, you know, whatever other larger container. Then I fill it up with this, and then I fill it up with these 3 times, and essentially that'll be the mixture that I'll use as the staple pelleted diet for all my musk turtles. And like I said, you can definitely use it for map turtles as well. This right here, the koi gold from Hikari. This is going to be for variety for my Pacific Coast giant Mexican musk and for my narrow bridge musk. So back into the box. We have these 3 cans, canned insect Zoomed diets, which I really enjoy using because the turtles seem to really love it, especially these things. Can of grasshoppers. It's really hard to find grasshoppers this big alive, you know, other than like your backyard or something like that, but you know, who has the time? There's another can of it, and what I like about these is that they're really like moist when they come out of the can, so it's perfect if you want to like dust them with some calcium or, you know, some multivitamin powder or whatever. This is something that I haven't tried in quite some time. The reason being is because it can be a little bit messy in the water, kind of clouds the water a little bit, but I guess if you have adequate filtration, it's not really a concern. But I definitely want to try this to see how all my striped neck musks react to it. The oldest one, I'm sure she'll eat it because she has had it before. But I want to see with the other 2, and of course with the 2 hatchlings, to see how they like it. And I'll try it with the map as well. He'll probably take to it. And that's it for the Pet Mountain order. So on to the next. We have here. Where did I get? Oh, I think this is from Amazon as well. Again, sorry for the shaky camera work. Just there we go. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier. So in here, I have 2 of the Omega-1 koi sticks, and the reason why I went with these this time instead of something else is actually the first time I buy these. Now, if we go to the ingredients list, again, Omega-1. Wheat flour, so we got whole salmon, whole herring, whole shrimp. I mean, you know, it's right there. Usually with any ingredient label, that's, you know, pellets, food for human consumption or otherwise, The first handful of ingredients are generally like the most important and the most, like it's most of what the food is made out of, I guess you could say. So when you have whole shrimp, whole salmon, whole herring, within the first 5 ingredients, that's a very good sign. Then there's some wheat germ in there. You have your spirulina. You have kelp. So all those things combined with the rest of the diet that I'll be feeding the animals is the reason why I went with these and didn't get these. Obviously, the main reason is for the wheat germ. But like I was saying earlier, I was buying the Hikari wheat germ pellets, I was buying omega-1 turtle sticks, and I was buying the omega-1 cichlid pellets. And that was the turtle sticks, I was giving it to as a staple for my map. The cichlid pellets, I was giving it as variety to my 2 larger carnivorous turtles. So what I did was, instead of buying all those 3 pellets, all those 3, I would just sort of bought these in place of all 3. That way, try to save a little bit of money. Even though these are really, in essence, twice more expensive than these. These have better ingredients. They have plenty of wheat germ, which is the main reason. And when you add in all the other things I'll be feeding, and when you consider the fact that I'm buying less things and spending a little less money, it's I think it was the smart thing to do. Like I said, I got another box coming with the Missouri crocodile pellets, which is the staple that I've been feeding my Pacific Coast giant Mexican musk and my narrow bridge musk for the most part. But when I do finally receive those, I'm gonna sort of go back and make videos on sort of how I meal prep for each individual species and what it is that I'm giving them on any given day, that like basically what feeding schedule am I following and what item do they get on what particular day, and things like that. Just gonna get really deep into what it is that I'm doing with the food. But I'm sure I already made this video too long. Once again, thank you to everybody who's tuning in. I appreciate the time. And until the next time, happy reptile keeping. Peace.